Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Ask Dr. Mumbi. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I've received a lot of emails of people. This is my co-host, Errol. Come on, Errol. I've received a lot of emails from people asking me, what do I make of the elections in South Africa, where we saw Malema coming forth even after the Mzungu party came second and all this crazy stuff. And that's why I say family. On a side note, a lot of the African brothers and sisters reporting the news right now are promoting actors, but they're not promoting people who are actually popular on the ground, family. The way the way YouTubers cover what Malema has to say, and when he speaks against the West and speaks against this and speaks against that, you'd think he's the next. I thought he'd be like among the top two. I was shocked to see him so far down, but a lot of you were asking me, what do I make of the elections? And of course, family, the New World Order has taken even a deeper stronghold of South Africa. And there's so much evidence, there's so much evidence to back that up. But for me, the biggest sign of who was now in control of South Africa, because remember, family, elections are selections at this point. They're heavily influenced. And they cannot allow countries like South Africa to have a so-called free and fair election when they even think that you as are too dumb to even pick a leader or to even know what you want. The sad thing is a lot of Babylon have actually bought the lies they've told about us, family. That we're too foolish to run ourselves, to run our affairs, which is why they always take this paternalistic vibe. Stories for other days. We acknowledge the ancestors in the wind. But family, for me, what gave me a sign that, South Africa has just been rubber stamped as one of the New World Order states, just like Kenya. So don't come for me, South Africans. We're all in the same boat. They're now saying that, the ruling ANC is announcing that they want to a pioneering path to transform the COVID grant into a scheme that aims to combat poverty. You see how they make it all sound? We've already been told through the predicting programming, through the movies, the world is run by wizards and warlocks. The energy they need is the consciousness of the people, the hearts and the minds of the people, to create this fake reality that feels so real. Because we're constantly creating it here. We're like the best machines ever. Anyway, let me not get too into that. So they're saying that South Africa is facing the most dramatic political shift since the end of apartheid, after the ANC lost its majority. Zuma did a lot to disrupt that. But then they say but the ANC has gone one step further. A week before the election, it released a statement deepening its commitment to finalizing a policy to transform the state's COVID grant into a universal basic income within 2 years of forming a new administration. So basically, they're saying if implemented, this would make South Africa the first country in the world. Africa remains the Mzungu's freaking playground. It's like, I guess they couldn't implement this in Europe. They couldn't implement this in the divided states. Family, this is one of the 7 pillars of the New World Order. If there were 7 pillars, however many, you will own nothing and you'll be happy. That's one of them. Your robots will take your jobs, transhumanism. That's the second part. And one of those pillars is this universal basic compensation. I know a lot of you guys have heard about this. Please comment about this below for those of us, well, not us, but those amongst us who this is the first time they're hearing about it. And you see, with South Africa being one of the wealthiest nations in the world, it's actually North Africa, not South Africa. Stories for the days. Follow me on TikTok for those stories, because everything is upside down and back to front. But with North Africa now, they can't let it go, family. And I bet the universal basic education will be slave wage, because they've made the entire world slaves. And now they'll say, oh yeah, we'll give you 1,000. Well, I guess it won't be dollars because they've moved into bricks. And how does BRICS and the New World Order agenda work? So anyway, they're saying they're going to give a universal basic salary to everyone aged between 18 and 59. They'll get a regular grant with no condition to be seeking work. At the moment, South Africa's social relief of distress grant is paid to people who have less money entering their account each month than the individual food poverty line, on or the minimum needed to afford food with enough calories to survive. The idea of a basic income for all people, regardless of age, class, or employability, has long been discussed as a way to tackle inequality. Elon Musk quoted as one of the people who said this. And I hate the way they're always referring to Martin Luther King Jr. as it's like they poo poo on his grave every time they try and make their prison planet plans and their New World Order agenda seem liberational. You see, they've made people so poor, have such a deep poverty and lack mentality that a lot of people might actually think that this is amazing. When it's actually they've gotten you used to nothing for everything they're taking from you. Because that means the ballers will continue living the way the ballers are, and they'll just give the youth and everyone else enough money to survive. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments below, family. The only reason I don't really panic, and maybe I'll talk about this in a separate show. There's a particular book, I think, that talks about post apocalyptic America that Obama was carrying when he released Leave the World Behind. And this book outlines the nations that would be free liberal nations. But catch me in the next episode. If you want to see it first, consider joining our Patreon for as little as $2 a month. Thanks to everyone who sends us love donations through PayPal. There's an amazing gift for you in the mail. Tuko pamoja.